for today's race. So the Hungaroring is a 4.3 kilometer circuit, about 2.7 miles, and it's situated in I don't know how to pronounce that, near Budapest. It's got 14 corners, and it'll be interesting to see how our drivers fare today. You've obviously got the reigning champ of Jonathan Cox in today's lobby, and be interesting to see how the drivers fare. Obviously, the Hungaroring is nicknamed Monaco without the walls. So we'll take it over to Willis. I'm joined today by Willis and Harrison. We'll take it over to Willis, who's going to talk us through today's strategy.
Hello, Zach. I think the strategy will be soft to mediums today, but qualifying probably get the quick runners out in the mediums just to set the starting laps. Possibly might have the odd people wanting to start on mediums, which would be a decent strategy because at the start you'll be slow off the start. And yeah, I think it will be an interesting race.
Definitely could. Big Macca already round through caution curb, and definitely a very challenging circuit to get right. That corner in particular, the curb is pretty lethal and is very unforgiving for touching it, and also these Mount Everest curbs through the chicane, so definitely can be a tricky track. Doesn't look too technical on paper, but can definitely catch a few people out if they make the mistakes.
Oh, we went wide there.
There's a William.
So we've got the first person to come and attempt to set a lap time of Big Mac. We've got 6 people watching the stream, guys, so do make sure to like the stream if you do enjoy. It does help the league out a lot. But we're coming round for Willis to take a round of the lap of the Hungaroring on board with Big Macca then. Coming into turn 1, Willis.
Big Macca. Wait. Here we go through turn 1. He does want to do a late apex, so he's going to go to T2. I don't know what call name. He wants to do a late apex again, probably clip the curb but not spin too much. He's going to run out wide, get a decent exit. You want to take the right hand flat, kink flat. That looks good to me. You want to be careful. You want to snap on the brakes a tiny bit there. You want to try not to spin. You want to go through the long right hand. I'm running out of breath here. He's early on the throttle, that's good. Through the chicane, you want to ride the curbs, but not too much. You just try not to spin and get an invalidation. That looks pretty good to me. Bit slow mid through the corner. Good on the apex. It's a very tricky, tight section here. You want to try not to run wide, as you can lose a lot of time on exit. He takes out very good Big Macca. That's looking good to me, I would say. He comes down to hairpin, braking at the 50 board, want to get a late apex, then clips the outside curb. Looking decent lap, I would say, from it. Oh, he does run quite wide through the penultimate corner. Oh, last corner, hooked up really nicely, wanting to use the gears to rotate the car, going across the line, and that is a 117.9. Decent lap, I would say.
Decent, definitely a decent bank lap. Didn't look the greatest, most hooked up lap in the world, but he's still got 14 minutes to build upon that. Tatum as well, next across the line. Alex also goes pole with a 14.9 straight out of the box. Very, very fast lap. 3 seconds clear of Big Macca. Then coming across the line comes Tate, and then is it going to be quicker? No, it's a 19.9. So again, not the greatest lap for him. Streams into the pit as well. Is there anyone else coming across the line? Looks like there's an Alpha Tauri coming across the line pretty soon. It'll be interesting to see where he comes across. Now at the final corner, followed by the Red Bull, the Alpha Tauri, and it was invalidated, or an outlap. The Bagos goes P2 with a 16.3, so not a too shabby lap there. 1.6 seconds clear of Big Macca, the first man, of course, to have set the lap. Still got 13 minutes left to go in the short qualifying session, and still most of the grid left to set a lap. But track position is very crucial at this track, as Bagos just completely sent it into turn 2. But track position very crucial at this track, and is dubbed Monaco without the walls. So if you could talk us through why that is, Willis. Tricky Hungaroring circuit.
It's Monaco without the walls. It's just very tricky to overtake here. You've got to be very careful as Bagos does get on the curb, like I said, through that kink of a left-hander. It's just impossible to overtake through the chicane. You've got to be careful because people might turn in on you. It's just very tight track round here. It's hard to make any overtakes.
Not much runoff either as well. A little bit wide and you're on the grass, but these modern Formula 1 cars do just about manage. Very good for hot lapping, and definitely seems like today's race will be decided in the pit lane.
Definitely, I believe medium runners do have a very good shot of winning the race because they'll be very quick at the end, but because of you can't overtake here, I think it'll be very close. coming to the end. Everybody in range of DRS.
We'll just have to see how the race pans out so far. 12 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Seb with a 13.9 goes fastest ahead of Brabbit, who's still on a 14.9. So very, very quick lap from Seb 5 there, who was looking quick towards the tail end of last season as well. The championship, reigning champion, of Jonathan Cox, still yet to set a lap, or still even yet to leave the pit lane. Languishing down in the 16th, he'll be looking to defend his crown. Very quick driver is Jonathan Cox, but we've also got a lot of quick people as well as Walker, who in the off-season races showed a pretty dominant performance before. Obviously, a lot of incidents did tumble him down the order. We've also got a comment. Who's this? Seb Bauer, good vibes. Welcome to the stream, mate. Yeah, still a while to go. We've got a couple of people still yet to set a lap. Big Mac down into 8th, Toonfan into 7th on those medium tyres. Banter as well onto those medium tyres. They've still got 11 minutes to go if they do want to change the strategy. Obviously, the way Formula 1 works is that, well, if you qualify within the top 10, the fastest lap you set, the tyres you set your fastest lap with are the tyres you're going to have to use in the race. So if you set your fastest lap on a set of medium tyres and then go around and do 10 laps and don't go quicker, you're going to have to use those 10 lap old medium tyres. So a lot of people, that's why you only see people do about 1 or 2 laps just to preserve those tyres. But the people outside of the top 10, of course, are able to have free choice of tyres for the race, so they have got the perfect strategy laid out for them. So that's why it's technically more beneficial to qualify P11 than it is P10 or P9, but still pretty challenging for everyone to definitely get the strategy right. And they've got about 4 tyres to use. They've got about 3 softs and 1 medium tyre if they did go with a balanced option, so they have got a few banker laps before they can go for their quick lap. Still 10 minutes to go though, and looks like most of the people now have set a lap, with only a few people perhaps waiting for the track to rubber in a little bit more. Obviously when the track's a little bit rubbered in more, there's a lot more grip, especially in these overcast, cloudy conditions. Perhaps we could see a bit of rain in today's race, Willis.
Possibly. We just saw CRL Dewell do a very good lap on the mediums. He looked very over top. I was watching the entire lap. I feel like that looked very good. It is looking a bit overcast. Might be a bit off the pace time-wise because of cold track, but you never know what could happen. Might be an absolute soaking race. That would be good to see for the race, and I'll see.
For sure, definitely a very quick lap then from Dewell, who on the medium tyres, the only medium tyre to be in the top 5 of the race. Of qualifying, sorry, still 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. As Alex Ham has gone up into P3 as well with the 14.9 he set earlier. The Extremis YT with a 15.1 topples Dewell down into P5 with a pretty good lap of a 15.1. Then Seb still leading the way with a very, very quick 13.9 then that no one seems to really be getting close to. The nearest guy is nearly a second off.
Does seem to be struggling here. Cyril Ferg is starting his lap, I do believe, on the medium tyre, if I'm getting that right.
Yeah, does say he is on a lap. Still the championship leader. Jonathan Cox is now leaving the pit lane on the medium of tyre. So, especially with these overcast conditions, he definitely needs to get these tyres warmed up on the outlap and make the most of them. Championship leader then, he is no stranger to being on the front row. Let's see if he can replicate that here at the Hungaroring today. He has his teammate up in P8. So as long as he can get within the 14.9 race, as Alex Ham has gone 5 tenths quicker with a 14.9 within 6 tenths of your provisional pole sitter. Let's see if Jonathan Cox can do anything about it. Walker as well in the Haas in on his outlap on the medium tyre as well. So it looks like a lot of the faster guys going for the alternate strategy. And it'll definitely be interesting to see how this pans out today.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing what Jonathan Cox can do. I think he'll do a very impressive time, seeing he is the championship leader at the moment. Hopefully he can bring the points home today for Red Bull.
Certainly so. It is the first round of the championship today, so all to play for the remainder of the season. They'll be up there just trying to get a good start to the season, hopefully get some confidence up for the remainder. But coming out of the final corner then, I'll talk you through the laps. Coming out the final corner then, getting a good exit onto the straight, DRS wide open. Obviously the rear wing opens to give you the extra 20 kph boost. Coming down into turn 1 then, very late braking. You'll see braking just before the 50 board then, down to second gear, running a really tight apex, get on the power, DRS then on the run down into turn 2, got a bit of a right kink all the way to the right hand side then, braking just after the 50, using the camber on the inside. It is quite off camber, so you want to be as tight as you can, running out all the way and flatten these Formula 1 cars through that right kink, coming up into the long and fast uphill left-hander, chucking it in then, downshift to 7th gear, nearly flatten these cars. These are purple sector 1 then, and through caution curb, getting a bit over the curb and not getting the power down as efficiently as they'd have liked. Bit of a mistake there, but coming into the chicane, he's got a bit of a luck up. He's going to run wide, having to cut over that middle part of the curb then, and definitely not what he would have expected to be doing on his lap. Purple sector 1, but over the next couple of corners it did unfold through the infield section then, just a couple of lifts and downshifts, and coming through this fast right-hander to round off sector 2. He's purple sector 2 also though, despite the little bit of mistakes coming through this heavy braking zone of the right-hander and into the provisional penultimate corner. Then he goes very wide but cuts back for a nice late apex to get a good run into the final corner, then downshift into 4th gear, getting a nice late apex again to get a good run onto the straight to round off the lap. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 15.2 on the medium, so Cyril Ferg so far has beaten him, so it looks like those couple of mistakes did cost him there.
Definitely so. We do have other people in the party. He's quite distracted at the moment. I'm very sorry. I do believe Cyril Duo is starting his lap on the soft tire after he did his lap on the medium, so look forward to seeing what he can do. I think he's going to do a very good time. But he is coming up to someone. He's going to move out of the way yet. Very wise decision.
So let's just compare Jonathan Cox's sector times to that of the pole sit. So 26.7, 26.9 is his first two sectors, 26.4 and 26.1. So definitely lost all 21.5 and a 21.3. So just overall he lost a bit of time. What about compared to the other medium runner? 26.6, 26.5, 21.4. So again, just needing to hook up the lap a little bit better or go on onto the soft tyres. There's also Walker, who was also on a medium out lap, and it looks like he's on another one.
Dougal is on a very promising lap here. He's just set 2 purple sectors. It's very hooked up for the last sector. It does look like a purple lap time. Looking very good from him.
Nicely hooked up there through. He's got no ERS to use. Coming across the line, it's a 13, 14 dead. So very close at the front. Just that little bit of ERS perhaps cost him. But a very good lap, and it's looking pretty close at the front too. Bagos retiring from the session with 4 minutes to go. And still all to play for. Anyone else of note on a lap? Walker looking to set up his lap across the line then. Willis, if you could take us across this, take us on this lap then.
Who's on the lap, sorry?
Walker.
Walker is on the lap. Okay, he wants to get a late apex here. He's in third and not the optimal line he's taking. He's going to want to keep it tight here. He wants to get on the curb on the right preferably. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. Hooking it up, get the engine to rotate before we go down into the gears. Very hooked up, flat right hand. He wants to clip the curb. Looking very good from him at the moment. He wants to clip the right curb and smash the left curb. He does slightly miss the left curb, but look very good otherwise. He's taking a late curve. He wants to get early on the front wheels. Straight line, he wants to go to a chicane, he wants to clip both of the curbs nicely, he wants to get a late apex on the second curb, he wants to keep it on the curb on the right hand side to get your car turned round. Is looking very good from Walker here after his sprint race he did a few days ago. It was very promising from him until he got a DNF, unfortunately. He's looking very good. He's going through the penultimate corner, very nice line there, going down the second to get the extra rotation, going into the last corner, going down to third late apex, getting a bit of slipstream from Tatton 13th, and that is going to be a 14.6 on the mediums. Very good time, I would say, for a medium runner.
Definitely up into the P4, 2 medium runners then into the top 5, and Jonathan Cox, after falling down to P8, has decided to bite the bullet and go onto the soft compound tyre then. just to get that bit of extra track position. But very good laps then from Walker and CRL Ferg, who are less than a tenth apart, as well as your two front row sitters, as Ferg retires from the session. So obviously really happy with his medium lap, and is hoping he can stay within that top 10 to be on the alternate strategy.
Walker might go on to the soft tyre here. I want to see what the Walker can do on the soft tyre. I think that is going to be a very promising lap time from him.
Well, around the Hungaroring, I'd say the mediums lose around 6 to 7 tenths per lap compared to the soft compound tyre. So he would definitely be up there with Seb. Just depends if he can hook up the lap. He doesn't have a lot of time to get around and put on the soft tyres though, so it could be the end of Walker's qualifying. And Jonathan Cox, is he going to be coming out of the pits anytime soon? It looks like there's a Mercedes getting ready to leave the pit garage. Looks like Jewel is going to go for another lap on the soft compound tyres. His last quick dash to see if he can topple Seb to pole position. Both with very promising lap times then, and be interesting to see if Streams is retired. So towards the tail end of this qualifying session then, and still a lot to play for. Still don't know who's got pole position. So the two provisional front row sitters both out to try and defend the pole, and try and defend the pole, and they've got one more chance to do it. So any invalidation could cost pole position here at the Hungaroring, as well as Jonathan Cox on his outlap as well, trying to improve upon a pretty mediocre medium lap down in P8, the reigning champion, not finding his way around the Hungaroring tonight.
He's on the soft tyre now though. He might go, if he can go a good 7 tenths quicker, that would put him in a very promising position. He's pulling on the side, get out of the way for Big Macca. But just looking forward to what he can do. I think he'll be top 5, got to put a bet down on him.
Well, he is no stranger to finishing in the top 5 in qualifying, usually up there in the top 3. As Walker has retired from the session, so again happy with his medium lap. He currently sits in a provisional P4 position before the end. So Jubal then on a bid for pole position, coming around the final corner and getting ready to go on his final lap then. Looking to improve upon the 14.0 that he once did, coming into someone they're braking very late and giving it everything he's got. Trail braking nicely in third gear to get the power down as early as he can. DRS all the way open and coming in to turn 2, then braking as late as he dares, down into third gear, running so tight. Short shift to fourth, get the power down flat through the right, doesn't use the curb to scrub off too much speed or unstable the car, coming into the uphill left hander, then just a dab down a gear into 6th, up to 7th, 4th through this long corner as tight as he could before touching the curb. Now flat out into the chicane, braking down to third gear, the first curb, the second curb, short shift to 4th to get the power down as early as he can into 4th gear, then through this infield section, lift just to get the car rotated a little bit more, then flat out through this left before the fast right to round off sector 2. Is he up on his time? Very nicely hooked up at least. He's 2 tenths up on his time and 2 tenths purple. So Seb needs a good lap to defend pole position. Seb goes with a 13.3, very fast. Can Dual do anything about that? Coming through the penultimate corner, he needs a lot of time gained then, and through the penultimate corner and final corner he goes. 4th gear to get the power down. Across the line, he's out of ERS once again. It's going to be across the line. Is it going to be pole? No, it's only a 13.8. And it looks like Seb, unless Jonathan Cox can do anything about it, he rounds the penultimate corner and final corner now. Seb with a 13.3, very quick. What is Jonathan Cox going to do across the line? It's second place with a 13.4, so close to pole then, Willis.
Very impressive lap from Jonathan Cox. I was quite surprised. It didn't look very promising. It didn't look very promising first sector, but I'm very happy with looking at that lap.
So Seb then just about topples him with a 13.368. Jonathan with a 4.20, and Jewel a mere 4 tenths back with a 13.8. So he, after what looked like a pretty hooked up lap, finds himself 5 tenths off pole. So with qualifying coming to a close then, and just waiting for everyone to round off the final lap. We've got 9 people in the stream, so welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you are enjoying it so far. Let's hear your race predictions and who you are rooting for in today's race.
I am not going to put any predictions down. after last time with Walker, it didn't end well. So I'm not going to put any predictions down. I'd like to see what the viewers are going to put down.
Yeah, let's see if they have anything they want to say as quali rounds off. So very intriguing qualifying session. Then very close up at the front, and could definitely see how strategy plays out in today's race.
Definitely, the medium runners. I'm looking forward to see what Walker and CRL Ferg can do, being them being the only people in the top 10 on mediums.
Yeah.
Proving they can have the pace on softs.
So your pole sitter is Seb, followed by Jonathan Cox, who locks out the front row. CRL Jewel in third, Alex Ham in P4, Babbitt in P5, Walker and CRL Ferg, both on the medium tyres in 6th and 7th, the Williams of Extremis YT in P8, Banter in 2 P9, P10 goes to Old Boy, who rounds off the top 10. Ice Dreams YT in P11 in the Haas. Bagos, Jonathan Cox's teammate in the Red Bull Racing, 12th. 13th to Toonfan, 14th to Sozin, Maverick P15, Hazard 16th, Drew 17th, Titan, Big Macca and Crovey round off the grid there. And Monopoco, Jonathan Cox, he's rooting for in 2nd place. He's definitely proved he has the consistency once he is in the lead of the race. He has proved that time and time again. He just goes, does Jonathan Cox. Perhaps he can make a good stake for another championship with a good opening round here at the Hungaroring. Definitely give him the good momentum to get forward just while everyone's selecting their strategy and fuel loads here at the Hungaroring. We'll go then for a formation lap for a standing grid start at the 5 red lights, heading off for 36 laps of the Hungaroring circuit.
Hopefully the light man is doing his job this time. You know, for a pint.
Mono definitely doesn't like Jono then. So with 4 seconds to light out at the formation lap, definitely could be close. So it's lights out for the formation lap, led by GFO Seb in the Ferrari. Not often we see a Ferrari on pole, especially in recent times. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people on the alternate strategy as well. Let's see how many people outside the top 10. And most of the people outside the top 10 then opted for the alternate medium strategy then. So it could be interesting to see if they go a bit longer than the softs and get that nice overcut while they're all fighting. And they've got the clear air. Looks like we're in for a pretty good race then. Obviously the 2020 Hungarian Grand Prix on short notice. Obviously because of the coronavirus pandemic, but we were treated for a pretty good race, a wet start and a bit of a shaken up grid order as well. Hopefully that can be replicated here. So we were wrong, it's not a wet race, it's completely bone dry and sunny out there in the Budapest sky. And the predicted pit stop strategy then is a 2-stop for everyone: soft, medium, or soft, medium, hard, pitting around the lap 5 to 8 and at lap 20 areas. Obviously F1 Insight powered by AWS then, as GFO Seb round sector 2 on the formation lap, just trying to get those tyres into a nice window, back up the pack so he doesn't have to wait at the back of the grid for too long. But as he rounds the final couple of corners then, and we get ready to go for lights out. As at the tail end of the grid, still yet to go through the penultimate corner, so GFO Seb could be waiting a while for the rest of the grid to round off. He could be on the colder tyres. But myself and Willis will be bringing you the action then for the entire 35 laps we have at the Hungaroring, and hopefully we're in for a treat. So do stay tuned for what is looking to be a amazing race here for the opening round of RRC TNR then. As the rest of the grid has round off and we go to the light. Don't really fancy having a tail end view, waiting for the green flag to be shown. Looks like we are to the lights. It's 5 lights And lights out and away we go then, and it's a pretty good start from the Ferrari. It's not as good of a start then for Jonathan Cox, who is still looking to get into the lead. He's looking like he's falling back. He's under pressure from the Mercedes, who's looking to swoop around the outside of him. Can't quite get the power down. The Racing Point is now looking up the inside of the Mercedes there. Jewel looking up the inside of Jonathan Cox. The grid is shaken up once again, so can't really see. There's a McLaren up the inside of the Haas further back, and it looks like GFO Seb has held on to the lead for now then through sector 1. He's managed to pull a bit of a gap to Jonathan Cox, who's on the chasing down the Ferrari, and Jewel hold station in third with Alex Ham hot on his heels, and Alex Ham as well with Walker close behind on the medium tyres. Brabbitt looks like he's falling back behind Walker as well off the start line as well. And further back, looks like Banter's round. Looks like he's had a bit of an incident. Has Banter further back down the field then. What's happened? Looks like he's just had a bit of a mistake. And obviously on the first lap, we've also got Braggers round in the infield section then. And he's definitely not going to be too happy with that. Jonathan Cox then on the back of GFO Seb. This could help Duo. Jewel try and catch up, as well as Walker and Alex Ham, who are looking quite feisty as well in this earlier stage of the race as well. Walker looking good on those medium tyres. Cyril Ferg holds station in P8, and as we round off the lap then, Seb leads the way. Saying Will's not in the lead, he's not in the lead. Is Jonathan Cox going to go for a send into turn 1? He looks down the inside, and for the race lead, Jonathan Cox sends up the inside. GFO Seb goes for a nice cutback then, and they're going to be side by side coming onto the run into turn 2. Then he squeezes him to the inside. Jonathan Cox sending it back down the inside as late as he dares on the brakes, and they're still going to be side by side. Seb around the outside, great racing then, and through the right hander they go side by side. Still Jonathan is off the track, and side by side through this fast left-hander. It's not going to work. Jonathan Cox on the inside. That just wasn't going to work. 2x2 through there, and the championship, reigning championship of Jonathan Cox then round, and Banter retired from the session. So yellow flags then through sector 1 and 2. Side by side through there just wasn't going to work, was it, Willis?
No, it definitely wasn't going to work. I would say GFO Seb are, personally from me looking at GFO Seb, should have really backed out of that situation, but I can't say much.
Definitely, I'd definitely say a bit of a racing incident, and 2x2 through there never usually works. Seb was a little bit ahead. It would have been a bit of a send from Jonathan Cox. Definitely could have just been a little bit more racing room given by both of them. Just desperate to hold on to that race lead then, but it was a good battle for then. And Jonathan Cox then the reigning champion on the back foot for the rest of the race. Walker on the soft compound tyre then. Walker on the soft medium compound tyre then, chasing after Alex Ham. We're on to lap 3, so DRS is enabled. Looks like we've got a bit of a train going on then, from second down to about 6th there. Everyone within DRS, and this is what we predicted then with this. Everyone in the train.
Definitely what we predicted. It's going to be a very good race. Knowing it's Monaco, you can't make any risky overtakes. Like what happened with GFO 7, I believe it was Jonathan Cox, sorry. Just too much of a risk to take. It is like Monaco, you can't make any overtakes without having a slight collision and ending up like that.
Definitely, and some good moves made by Jonathan Cox there to try and reclaim the lead of the race, but just wasn't meant to be, and side by side through a near flat out corner just is not ever going to work usually.
Not usually. You had Ice Streams YT come in and go on the hards. Very interesting strategy. He's going to try and make that last for quite a while on them hard tyres.
Will be quite a while. This Ferg gets a bit of a lock up, not going to be helping those medium tyres. He looks to nurse towards the end, later half of the race, but it looks like Walker, as long as he can stay within that DRS range of Alex Ham, who was into the pit. Alex Ham, the third place man, which promotes Walker into P3, which he definitely will not be complaining about. So Alex Ham potentially with a bit of damage. Let's have a look what happens in the pit lane. If you could have a look at that for me, Willis. Ferg on the back of Brabbitt though, who seems to be struggling on his soft compound tyres. He's got a bit of a run, he's got overtake. It's going to be a tight squeeze around the outside. Brabbitt squeezes him all the way to the outside. Ferg thinks better of it, looks for a cutback. Brabbitt goes in a little bit deeper. Great cutback set up by Ferg there, but just can't get the power down as efficiently as he wanted to. And coming into this fast left-hander where we thought Jonathan Cox, the reigning champion, spin out. He's not going to be close enough to go for a move. Bit of understeer in the dirty area as well as the medium tyres through there then, and just couldn't launch an assault. So what happened to Alex Ham then, Willis?
Alex Ham lost a bit of his front wing. He needed to come into the pits to change. He changed back over to the medium, same tyres he started on. So he's going to be switching his front wing over. That's lost him a lot of time here.
Definitely, but a broken front wing will cost you even more time. There's a spinner at the back. Big Macca looks the round at caution curb and just is not what he wanted as well. Just probably got a bit over that curb and just caused the back end to spin around. But Ferg on the back of Brabbitt when again. He's going to be looking up the inside. They're going to be side by side through the penultimate corner. Has Ferg claimed the corner? Yes, he has. So Brabbitt struggling in these early stages of the race after what looked to be a promising qualifying.
Very promising qualifying for Jonathan, not for Jonathan Cox. Sorry, Brabbitt, my bad. Sorry, Jonathan Cox is right behind Dearflower Hazard here. Might have him going down the back straight with a lovely Honda Red Bull engine. Going to go down the straight. He's got DRS open, gaining an extra 20 kph. He's going to look to go round the outside on them better soft tyres. He looks round the outside. Does he get it? I'm having spectator glitch. So
he's got the move sort around the outside, and he's looking to chase after Toonfan and Sozin, P7 and P8 respectively. Walker looking quick on these medium tyres as well as we go on to lap 5. These softs then not lasting as long as people would have hoped for. Walker setting the fastest lap on the lap previously. He's caught right back up onto the back of CRL Duel, and Ferg up into P4 as well. So it looks like the medium tyres, especially in these early stages of the race, was the better tyre to go for then, and Bagos picks up a 3-second penalty just to add to his misfortune.
Definitely the medium tyre better to go for. As I said, you'll be slow off the start, so and then the soft tyre will be wearing off whilst you're all bunched up, so very good strategy to go for.
And it looks like Bagos has retired. It looks like he had a bit of a spin round in Sector 2. Hopefully it's not a safety car, as that could definitely play into the hands of the soft runners. But iStreams YT on the hard compound tyre, just probably hoping for a safety car later in the race. It's given that free pit stop after everyone else has pitted. That will be the dream scenario for him. Walker then looking to get past Duel, as well as Jonathan Cox in a little bit of a train with Soz and Pat. Soz and Pat looking to get past Toonfan. He's in the DRS. He's got the overtake. Is Toonfan going to defend? Look to the inside. He looks to the inside, breaks as late as he dares, backs out of it, and moves again. And he's definitely taken a bit of his front wing off there, but they're going to be side by side on the run out of turn 1, then into turn 2. Soz and Pat with a damaged front wing. Toonfan looking to get past him. Looks like there's a lot of damage to that front wing end plate, and Jonathan Cox getting right backed up. And it looks like DFO Hazard and the both AlphaTauris then on the back, and Jonathan Cox looking to the outside of this corner this time. Hopefully it doesn't end up as bad. He backs out of it this time, and Sozin claims the race in line, but Sozin then did not feel too confident to make the move. He went for it, then backed out, and then just found out he broke too late and found the rear end of Toonfan down the inside into the chicane. Jonathan Cox goes. It's not going to work out for him on this occasion. He's under pressure from Hazard and Old Boy then, both from the AlphaTauris. He got dispatched off quickly before these soft tyres as well, going to be wearing out quite quickly. Those medium tyres looking quick, and Jonathan Cox looking to get past Sozin and Toonfan for P8 and P7, but just got a bit caught up, and he's got a 3-second time penalty as well. Walker in the DRS of Duel for the fight for P2, then up back in front. He's got a lot of DRS to use, so does Duel, but in the slipstream then, looking into turn 1, has Duel got the slipstream? It's going to be a 3-car fight then for the lead of the race. Walker with the better tyres at this stage in the race as well in the DRS. Duel looking to get past GFO Seb into turn 2. He's not going to be close enough quite on this occasion. It looks like this streamer's YT has had a bit of an off somewhere around the track. He's fallen down the grid. Jonathan Cox into the pit lane then as well. GFO Seb holding on, and Walker looking to get past Duel as well. Just so difficult to overtake. You can really drive up to a person, but as soon as you're in that 5/10 range, you just can't find you can get the momentum to get through. So definitely challenging, and Walker still looking to get past Duel as they enter the infield section. GFO Seb going to make the most of these two battling to try and extend his lead a little bit further just before the pit stops. These guys are taking these soft tyres quite well then, and quite far into the race than AWS predicted, but Duel getting a bit shaky off that exit. Walker looking to go down the inside. He's going to think better of it on this occasion. Had a little look to the inside. He's going to wait for the DRS zone, waiting for him at the pit straight. He's well within that 1 second. Looks like Cyril Ferg has also made the most of this battle, and as he goes for a bit of a Tokyo drift through the penultimate corner, and he's made the most of this battle, and he's managed to close the gap to 1 second. Seb into the pit lane then, and Duel looking to go for an overcut. He's going to have to deal with Walker though on his in lap. Walker really pushing him down this pit straight. He's going to look to go as late as he can on the brakes. He's going to go down the inside, not on this occasion. He thinks better of it and wait for the run into turn 2. Will going to look wide, coming out of turn 1. He's going to be under pressure. He's going to look to the outside, gets cut off by Duel in the Mercedes, and then through turn 2 they go, single file still, and GFO Seb onto the hard compound tyre, potentially to take that to the end of the race and not sacrifice track position and go for the overcut. Jonathan Cox making up positions with his 3-second penalty, then back into P13 onto the medium tyre then to go for the 2-stop strategy. And a safety car could definitely throw a lot of things into the mix then, Willis.
Definitely could. You see, Soz and Pat, Jonathan Cox did have to change his front wing. I didn't see any wing damage on the front from Jonathan Cox, but Sozan also changed his front wing as well. Sozan has gone on to a hard tyre here. I think he's going to try and make that last till the end, if I'm correct. Jonathan Cox gone on to the mediums. He's going to have a lot of pace catching up to the rest of the guys.
Definitely did not get helped out by the little spin he had earlier in the race. Is Will going to come into the pits on this lap? It looks like he is. So Walker on his medium tyres and Cyril Ferg on his medium tyres will both inherit the P1, P2 positions at the moment. Obviously, let's be interesting to see if Drew Will's overcut strategy worked to get in front of Seb, who was at the time about 7 tenths in front, and the battling has allowed Ferg to get into the DRS zone of Walker. So it looks like the two medium runners and Brabbit into the pit. So it looks like all the medium runners are going to inherit the top spots at this stage in the race, and looking to make the most of this overcut and alternate strategy, which so far is looking to prove pretty good dividends for him.
Definitely. Seb gained a second plus on Jewel, I believe, in the pit lane on the overcut strategy. So very good, very close.
Jonathan Cox then looking quick on those medium tyres with the fastest lap of the 17.7. Jewel then coming out on the hard compound tyre just behind Alex Ham and GFO Seb on the back of DFRO Hazard, who is on 8 lap old medium tyre. So Seb coming out just behind the tail end of the medium, running down the inside into the chicane he goes. Not quite on this occasion. The previous race leader, who behind his previous rival about 3 seconds back then on his hard compound tyre, setting up a cutback through the infield section. Hazard struggling for grip. A great setup move then as he saw Hazard and preempted the mistake, and he makes the most of it up the inside then into the end of sector 2, having to defend a little bit but taken back to the race line after he realised Hazard just isn't going to be wise for him to be battling at this stage of the race, and he's chasing after his Ferrari teammate of Toon Fan then, as further up it's about a 17-second gap to Walker and Cyril Ferg, who remain stationed about 6 tenths apart at this stage in the race. They've got Tatton for company, who's had another off at the front end of the field. Looks like team orders being in place at strategy then, and Toon Fan just lets his teammate go a bit of a wiggle to say thank you then, and Seb back into the podium positions after his pit stop, and Will still languishing down in P7. So looks like that overcut did not work as Will intended.
Not very well intended for him indeed. Drew is looking to go down the inside, got DRS down the back straight, but I think he's saving ERS. Oh, he does a massive send down the inside, getting on the grass, hitting into the Extremist YT, letting him back pass. I think he has got a bit of damage on his wing now after that. That's unfortunate for him.
Definitely saw a lot of carbon fibre fly off there. Drew just could not get it stopped, so he looked to get past the Williams there. Just had to cut to the grass to try and avoid him. Did not, and just met wheels with him. It looks like he's waited up and let old boy through as well, just to try and avoid the post-race penalty. But that has definitely ruined Extremist YT race, as he's only just come into the pits then for some new tyres. It looks like Drew's also had an off at the second chicane. It looks like he's serving his own in-race penalty then for hitting into the Extremist YT. Looks like he's picked up another warning and penalties as well too.